Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so Lakers got stomped out pretty bad. 136-108 was the score. Team Lakers did not get the victory tonight. No Smart, no Ayton, no Luka, no Bron, no who else? Austin. So we decided to punt this basketball game early and got what came with that. Very much got what came with that. First quarter, Spurs 47, Lakers 30. Second quarter, Spurs 37, Lakers 25. Third quarter, Spurs 31, Lakers 26. Fourth quarter, Spurs 21, Lakers 27. Oh, man, this was awful. 57% from the field, the Spurs, 52 and 92. 52 and 92, yeah. 41 of 85 for the Lakers from the field, 48%. 11 of 25 for 3 for the Lakers, 44%. 13 of 33 for the Spurs, 39%. From 3, 19 to 25 for the Spurs, 76 from the line, 15 to 20 for the Lakers, 75 from the line, 45 boards for the Spurs, 34 for the Lakers, 9 offensive boards for the Spurs, 5 for the Lakers, 36, ignore that, 34 assists for the Spurs, 23 for the Lakers, 14 steals for the Spurs, 7 for the Lakers, 6 blocks for the Spurs, 2 for the Lakers, 13 turnovers for the Spurs, 14 points off of those, 18 turnovers for the Lakers, 20 points off of those, 25 fast break points for the Spurs, 15 for the Lakers, 72 points in the paint for the Spurs, 50 for the Lakers. 41 was the largest lead of the game for the Spurs. 99% of the time they led. Lakers, of course, didn't get a lead in this game. Not a chance. Oh, man, Wemby gets the game ball before we even get started. Julian Champagnie, 18 minutes, 8 points, 2 of 7 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 3 of 4 from the line, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 turnover, plus 14. Victor, 26 minutes, 40 points in 26 minutes. 13 of 20 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3, 10 of 12 from the line, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 4 turnovers, 1 offensive board, plus 22. Game ball. I'll give it to that guy. De'Aaron Fox, 17 minutes, 8 points, 3 of 7 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, plus 30. Devin Vassell, 24 minutes, 9 points, 4 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, plus 20. Stephon Castle, 12 minutes, 2 points, 1 of 1 from the field, 1 rebound, 7 assists, 1 turnover, 1 block, and boy, was it a block, plus 8. He got hurt on that block, but it was Rui decided he was going to do what Rui does, ignore his teammate running alongside of him, try to dunk on Stephon Castle. And Stephon Castle made a terrific block, one of the best blocks you'll see this season, but he also fell on his backside because of it, because Rui's a much bigger person than Stephon Castle. Rui needs to just pass the ball to Luke Kennard in that situation. None of that has to happen, dude. Honestly, none of that has to happen. Just have just a little bit of professional court awareness, dude. That's all I've ever asked of Rui outside of hitting shots. It's just pass the rock like you're in the NBA, bro. That's all I ask. Harrison Barnes, 21 minutes, 11 points, 4 of 6 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 1 block, 1 offensive board, plus 20. Kelly Olynyk, 12 minutes, 8 points, 4 of 6 from the field, 1 rebound, 1 turnover, minus 6. Johnson, 21 minutes, 6 points, 3 of 10 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 2 offensive boards, plus 4. Carter Bryant. Good game from Carter Bryant. 27 minutes, 16 points, 6 of 12 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3, 1 of 4 from the line, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, plus 13. Bismack, 0 of 1 from the field, 4 rebounds, 2 turnovers, 1 offensive board, minus 5. Luke Cornett, 10 minutes, 6 points, 3 of 4 from the field, 5 rebounds, 2 turnovers. No. 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 1 offensive board, plus 12. Jordan McLaughlin, 15 minutes, 7 points, 3 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 turnover, minus 9. And Dylan Harper, 27 minutes, 15 points, 6 of 8 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3. Hit all 3 of his free throws, 3 boards, 6 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 1 offensive board, plus 27. Rui, 27 minutes, 6 points, 3 of 12 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 turnover, minus 24. Trash. Jake LaRavia, 18 minutes, 10 points, 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 2 from the 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 offensive board, fouled out with like 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. trash, minus 31. Jackson Hayes, 17 minutes, 13 points, 6 of 7 from the field, 1 of 1 from the 3, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, minus 16. He was pretty good. Luke Kennard, 28 minutes, 14 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 turnover, 1 offensive board, minus 20. Still pretty good. I was happy with him. Kobe Buffkin, 24 minutes, 7 points, 2 of 10 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 turnovers, 1 steal, minus 12. I was unfortunately disappointed with Kobe's shooting performance in a game like this where you get to start, you get an opportunity, and you just not able to hit shots. It wasn't good. Maxi Kleber, 13 minutes, 6 points, 2 of 2 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, 1 of 2 from the line, 3 rebounds, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, minus 1. He was good. He was good. Should have been playing more. Should have played a little yesterday. Didn't get a chance to even get out there until like the garbage time last night. Whatever, coach, man. Vanderbilt, 16 minutes, 6 points, 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 1 of 2 from the line, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 offensive board, minus 16. Fair. Drew Timmy, 20 minutes, 14 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, 2 of 4 from the line, 2 rebounds, 1 turnover, minus 4. I wish this coach would play him more. As you can clearly see, he can score. He'd help us a lot. Dalton Connect, 16 minutes, 9 points, 4 of 8 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3, 1 of 2 from the line, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 offensive board, minus 10. It's a fair game for Dalton. I think with this type of opportunity, you would hope that he would be able to do a little more, but he shot 50% from the field. That's cool. I didn't really like some of the defensive energy in some of the moments that I saw out there. I thought there was a play that comes to mind where somebody drove down the lane. He was in a weak side help position and just kind of watched them lay the ball up instead of making a play. I just need him to be use that same athleticism that he uses to dunk the ball on the offensive end to make, leaping plays in the defensive end. I think that athleticism gets wasted by a lot of guys, man. They only want to jump when it's time to play on the offensive end. Alutero, it was great to see him get some minutes tonight. 10 minutes, 3 points, 1 of 1 from the field, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 1 block, plus 5. He was a plus minus, and he was actually a plus. Only player on our team with a plus. Alutero. Coach needs to put him in regular rotation and play him as one of our top guys off the bench. And you will help yourself a lot going forward. Play him like he's Gabe Vincent. Play him. And if you do that, you're going to see your team get better immediately. Because he's actually two-way. He has athleticism. And he hustles. And he's efficient. And if you give him the ball on the offensive end, he's going to actually be able to make plays. Unlike some people. I'm so irritated with this basketball team. Nick Smith, 17 minutes, 6 points, 3 8 from the field, 1 from 3, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 turnover, minus 5. It was frustrating a little bit watching Nick Smith miss 12-foot jumpers and stuff like that, but ultimately it was good to see him get some minutes. Bronny James had a really good game, man. 25 minutes, 12 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 block, minus 6. I tell y'all, he's not just a mascot. It's getting lost that he can be pretty damn productive. I mean, I know he's had some bad games, but you look at stuff like this, it's like, why is he not in regular rotation? Did y'all see the block that he had out there? Dog, he's LeBron James' son. His athleticism is going to be better than anybody at 6'2" you're going to find in the entire NBA. Utilize Bronny James like he's a real player and stop politicking this kid out of his real minutes. He's not a garbage time mascot. He's an actual basketball player, and he's getting better. And he can help us in multiple areas because guess what? He plays both sides of the floor. Unlike 90% of our freaking roster, play Bronny James. Chris Magnon, same thing. 8 minutes, 2 points, 2 of 2 from the field, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 steals, 1 turnover, 0 in the plus minus. In just 8 minutes, he was able to accomplish all that. 2 steals, 1 assist, 1 rebound. That production could have helped us all season long. If we would have played Chris Magnon like we played Gabe Vincent, you would actually have a two-way wing out there. Chris Magnon's a two-way wing. Bronny James can play two-way. Aldo Thero's two-way. That's your two-way talent right there, LA. While you're bullcrapping around with these people that can only play one side of the ball, you actually have people in your G League that play both sides of the ball. You can help yourself in both of your areas of emphasis by playing the people you refuse to play because they're too young, or somebody's son, or some other stupid reason that JJ ain't playing these people. Magnon, Bronny James, and Aldo Thero in the second half of the season need to be regular rotation players. Regular rotation players, man. And if you do that, your team will improve. I'm telling you right now, your team will improve. So that's what I have to say, man. I've been saying it all season. I don't expect people to do this. I don't think people thinking like, I really don't. I think people are looking to say, well, we got vets. And we have guys we paid a lot of money. My mantra going forward is going to be this. I don't care about how much money you made. Your productivity is going to determine how much time you get on the floor with me. If you can produce, you play. I don't care if you're making $100 million or $1 million. If you produce, you're going to be on the floor. And if you can't produce, you're going to be sitting down. And that's, if you do that, everybody makes money. Everybody wins basketball games. Fans are happy. Everything falls into place when you keep that as your politics. That should be your politics. You can't justify your mistake by doubling down on it and playing the players who are overpaid who can't produce. Because I've been watching the NBA, and they do this. We paid him $15 million. And we're going to give him the minutes to justify paying him that. No, you made a mistake in paying him that. You shouldn't have paid him that. The guy who makes $2 million is a better player. Play him. The whole team is better because of it, and you make up the money on the other end from the winning. This team, I'm going to say this about our roster. When you listen to what LeBron James was saying about the inconsistency, we can't lock in for 20 to 48 minutes. It's because we have certain players on this roster who are either only good on one side of the ball or have this energy about themselves where they don't show up every night. And if you have enough of them guys relying upon one another, eventually it's just going to be the DNA of your team. Guys like, and then I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound kind of unfair to some people, but I'm just going to tell you what I see out there. Guys like DeAndre Ayton, Dalton Knecht, specifically those two players, they tend to be kind of like, my effort is determined by how happy I feel this morning, or how well things went in shoot around, or whether or not the ball fell the first couple times I shot it. That'll determine how hard I hustle. You got to remove that spirit from your lineup. You got to remove that spirit from the bulk of what it is you're doing, because it's making up a good portion of your team. LeBron James himself has some of that. He's some of that. Some days he don't really feel like playing ball. I'm 41. I'm tired. I'm not on a contending team. I'm not going to get back on this play. I didn't make the last shot. I might jack up another shot. I'm a heat check here. Like, you have too much of that making up the DNA of this year's roster, man. And then, okay, so you talk about those personality traits, and then you got the one-way player guys who can only help you on one side of the floor. Vanderbilt, nice on the defensive end. Offensively, you can get him the ball in an average situation. He's not going to make a play like an average basketball player. He's a below-average offensive guy, man. You know, you get him the ball, and like 9 out of 10 people his height, his length are going to make a play, layup, dunk, something. He's going to pass out. The ball just stops. He's kicking out to, like, under he's below average on the offensive side. That's he's far too bad on the offensive end to justify playing him as much as we do. It just is what it is. He don't rebound well enough, and he is bad on the offensive end in a way that's a little worse than most average players. Like, I'm just being real. So you got that going on. You know, it's just not enough good. You know, LaRavia doesn't have a middle ground. Either he plays really well or really bad. You know what I mean? Either he's making all his shots or he's making none of them. You have games like tonight where he's relied upon. He's kicked out of the game in about like 30 minutes of play. He's off the floor. Like, you just can't. You have too much of this going up against you, Lakers. Marcus Smart, good defensive player. Maybe he hits 6 threes. Maybe he misses 8 threes. Maybe he turns the ball over 5 times on stupid plays, throwing the ball off the people's head and whatever he may do. Maybe he's helping you. You don't know what you're getting out of the guy. You know what I mean? You're just relying upon too many people that can help you to the fullness of what it is that your requirements are as a basketball team. The requirements are 48 minutes, 82 games a night. That's what the requirements are, both sides of the floor, offense and defense. If you don't have a full team of people who can help you with the entirety of your responsibilities, you are not going to be successful in this league. And that's the moral of the story. The Lakers do not have people that they can count on to help them with the fullness of their responsibilities every single night. You got too many guys that are like, too many guys that can only help you on one side, too many guys that can't necessarily keep up with the field athletically, too many guys that, you know, probably are not physically capable of taking on the load that they're supposed to be taking on. It's just too much going wrong there. If I got that problem, then the personalities in my locker room have to be locked in for 48, 82. You see what I'm saying? Because I can't have both of these struggles going on at the same time. If I'm going to have guys that are, their personalities, they kind of like not going to really be there for me every night. Some days they feel better than others. Then I need all of the players on the floor to be two-way, so that at least we can get the most out of everybody at all times. And if I got multiple issues in these areas that I described, then I need to be a bit more fluid about who I'm willing to play to get the fullness of my capabilities on display. I got to be willing to play Chris Mannion. I got to be ready to play Drew Timme. I got to be ready to play Adu Thero. I got to be ready to play Bronny James. I got to be able to play Maxi Kleber. I got to be able to, you see what I'm saying? So that when those guys are going through the worst of what it is that comes with them being inconsistent and only able to help me on one side of the floor, I have more options to throw at the problem that's coming at me from the other side of the ball, which is the other team. When you limit yourself to only a few people that you're willing to use, and you have multiple problems that keep you from being able to meet all of your responsibilities on the basketball floor, you're not going to be as good as the teams you want to be. For all of these problems I also got superstars that may not be able to play 82 games a night. Luka Doncic's conditioning is not going to allow for him to take on the role that we need him to take. Austin Reeves can't take on the role we need him to take because he's next to Luka Doncic, who also is not very athletic. So when they go up against the Amen Thompsons and people like that, they're going to get ran off the floor. When they go up against, Kassan Wallace, they're going to get the ball stolen from them. And they go up against Wemby, they're undersized. I got too many problems. And I'm forcing myself into a position where I'm not utilizing all of my options for political reasons, for philosophy reasons. So we're making ourselves even worse. On top of all the deficiencies of our personalities and our capabilities as basketball players, we're not even using the fullness of our team a good portion of the time. And so for me, it's just like, yo, man, I'm not saying we need to scrap our entire roster, but we do need to start eliminating players that can only help us on one side of the ball, eliminating players who have personality traits that don't allow for them to show up every damn night, and bringing in players who can help us on both sides of the floor, who are going to be locked in every night, who are going to be able to make up for the deficiencies of the people that I know are my superstars. And if I'm not going to be able to do that, then I probably should scrap this and start over. I probably should rebuild, because you're not going to get where you're trying to go. It's not going to make sense at all to keep running out here and getting knocked off in the first round, second round, playing tournament. This is the Lakers. If you can't win, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't waste these people's time, because you could be trading them into situations where they can win, where they're not having to rely upon people who have just as many deficiencies as them. You see what I'm saying? This is what the reality is. Not everything that we put together was a vision. Some of the stuff we just lucked into and probably shouldn't be slapped next to one another in a vision. That's cool, but you got to liquidate the value, or pull away from some of it so that it can slide in to be a winner. And if you're not willing to do that, you're just sitting here with this hodgepodge of stuff that you came into and a bunch of stuff that you hope turns into something that doesn't really even come together to make any sense, nor does it play with one another well enough to meet your goals. It's just not really worth it to do this. You're not getting the most out of them. They're not getting the most out of themselves. And ultimately, you're not going to win basketball games to the level that your responsibilities are as a Laker franchise, which is NBA championship contender status. We are not a contender. We're not a contender, man. That's the moral of the story. We're not a contender. We have some great guys. We have some good talent. We got guys that, if they were in the right spot, could really help a team be a contender. But we're not a contender relying on one another. And I think that reality is eating away at some of those personalities that don't necessarily find themselves motivated in all and every situation. But I will say this. I saw traits in Adu Thero tonight. I saw traits in Chris Mannion tonight that mirror the ability to play hard no matter what the score is. Nick Smith showed that ability tonight. I've seen that in Marcus Smart. Those are the type of personalities that you want to represent you more as it pertains to the type of people that are going to be playing hard when the score is out of whack. The type of people who are going to give their all when the game doesn't look like you can have a chance to win. We need more of those people on the floor next to our one-way superstars, man. We really do. The guys that can, because our superstars will play, but they can only do but so much. They need people who are willing to do a bit more, and not people who are only going to do more when they feel good or feel like it or motivated or whatever the hell gets these people going, man. So that's something I want to say. I don't think that has much to do with this basketball game tonight at all. It's more so just to do with what I've seen in the first half of the season here. You just got a lot of people that are strong personalities that are really drawn away from the fight of this basketball team, in my opinion, man. Personalities that my mother would call tired personalities. You tired, you don't want to do it today. It's not necessarily lazy, but it equates to the same thing. It's like, man, I'm going to get back. Oh, hold on, man. Hold on, I'm coming back. Man, the refs didn't call it, man. Oh, my God, I missed the shot. Oh. Like that type of stuff. Nah, bro. Nah. That doesn't equate to you being good enough. And when you have too many of those people on the same team at the same time, you're going to suck. That just is what it is. You're going to be well below your average. And the teams that don't have that problem, they're going to overachieve. To whatever their degree is, they're going to overachieve. So it's just a certain personality trait that I think we need to eliminate. We get that crap out of here, and then insert guys that are just like Kawhi Leonard type androids at times, to where it don't matter what the score is, they going. They never getting too high, they never getting too low, and they never focus too much on the damn refs. Because our superstar, Luka, he's going to focus on the refs no matter what. They can give him every call. He's still going to complain. We got to be prepared for the game at the end of the season that he's going to be suspended, because he's going to get technicals. Then they're going to suspend him. It's not if, it's just when. It's going to happen. He's already halfway to that, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like they got to be personalities that are a bit more even keel around him, man. So, yeah, man. Basketball is a chemistry game. And this is why I was saying what I was saying in the pregame when it comes to LeBron James. He can't eat away at the personality of this basketball team, because we have too many Aitons and Connects that are just going to eat away, They're just going to be tired, as my mother would put it. And it ain't a knock on those people. It's just personality traits, man. It just is what it is. People, some guys can play through everything. Some guys need the sun to rise properly in order for them to show their best. And unfortunately, they're just not good for team settings in a lot of cases. So that's my point of view, man. I just think we got some tired energy that makes up the DNA of this team, along with certain other traits that are pretty good. But the negative stuff, personality-wise, is frustrating. It really is, man. And I saw some guys that we don't use very much that kind of don't show any of that. Audio Thero needs to be used, man. Yo needs to be called up, man. We need what they do on both sides of the floor. We do. I've been saying this all season long. I know they may be under, younger guys, underdeveloped, all this and that. I don't give a damn, man. I don't care, bro. I literally don't care that they're too young or underdeveloped. We need what they bring to the basketball floor. We need the hustle. We need the ability to play on both sides, man. We need that bad now. And waiting 2 years for Magnon, by the time we're ready for Magnon, we're going to have plenty of Magnons. It's not going to be a problem in the future. We're going to likely fix the problem. We need him when the team is deficient in what he does. Same thing with Adu. So that's my point of view. I think people are waiting for when the time is right to play those guys based on the development, but the needs of the team require them to be used now. So that's my thing, man. Hope I didn't overstep. I don't know these people, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what it looks like to me, man. But it is what it is. I'm just telling y'all as a fan what I see there. Salute the Kobe minute. And, I'm rooting for my team regardless. It don't matter who's running around out there. But, we are not a contender. People are mad at LeBron James for not lying about that. And I'm sorry to tell you, I agree with the man. We ain't no damn contender. Not at all. So, let's look at the standings here. Western Conference. The West gets better off of our losses. OKC 41-13. I think this is updated. Yeah, it is. Because last night it was not. San Antonio 37-16. Second place. Third place Houston 33-19. Fourth place Denver 34-20. Fifth place Lakers 32-21. Sixth place Minnesota 33-22. Seventh place Phoenix 32-22. Golden State is in eighth place 29-25. Portland 26-28 in the ninth place spot. And 10 is the Clippers 25-28 in 10th place. Memphis is 4.5 games behind them, 20-32. So next up is the Dallas Mavericks, who are right behind Memphis at 19-34. They're heading the other direction, I'd imagine, but they have made some changes to their roster that may be excused as improvements. Marvin Bagley looks pretty good. Ozzie Marshall still playing well. Cooper Flagg looks like he's going to be exactly what we thought he was going to be. So I do think that could be a bounce back game for us if we're able to play all of our players and they all decide to play. And so we'll be ready to feel good about that game. Anytime Luka goes up against the Mavs, we feel great. I think he will be returning for that game. I expect that they may play him, but it might be wise to just sit him through the All-Star break since it's the last game before the All-Star break, and he does have an injury. So I don't know what the Lakers are going to do in that regard. But whatever they decide, we'll be watching it just like we watched tonight. So I've been really happy with the acquisition of Luke Kennard, man. I think that's what comes to mind at the end of this day. I just like how smart he's played. The effort on the defensive end is good, even though the execution, obviously that's a deficiency of his, but he shoots well. He makes good decisions on the floor on the offensive end. And I think he's a keeper, man. I really do. I think he's a keeper. He's shown me enough in these 3 games to help me understand that this is a guy that we should be very pleased that we have. So that's what came to mind. And I walk away from this game saying Bronny James is not being respected as the player that he's showing himself to be. I really believe that. If his name was Bronny Keaton or something, people would be playing him differently. They really would. You know? He can't seem to get in unless it's garbage time and then it's all the hoopla. But what you actually have is a guy who's capable of playing on both sides of the floor, when aggressive can be a good scorer, and more athletic than anybody his size because of who his father is, bro. You got to utilize that. You have to utilize that. You know what I'm saying? You may mess around and find out that he's just as good as John Morant 3 years from now. And we would have let him go and let his dad dictate whether or not the kid's on the team based on how happy we are with his dad and all this other goofy stuff. He's a real player, man. And the good thing about Bronny is he's not a traditional point guard. So you can slot him in at the 2 and play another ball handler. The ball handler can be big. He can be undersized. He plays bigger than he is. He's stronger than most people his size. He's quick enough to keep up with people his size. But because of his strength, he's probably going to be pretty good against guys who are a little bigger than him. I walk away from this game saying, this is not the first time in the last month where I've said he looked like the best player on the floor. And I'm not saying that he doesn't have a long way to go before he develops. But I am saying that we are a team devoid, absolutely devoid of two-way talent. And he plays both sides of the floor. BDO 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.